Hello! Today's a brew day, and today we are going to be brewing something from this little gem of a book, which is the CAMRA's Essential Home Brewing book. It came out quite, I don't know, about 6 months ago maybe. £11.99 I bought it for when it first came out. I think you can get it for cheaper now. But yeah, so today we're going to do one of the favourites of mine from an amazing brewery called Verdant. So they've got the recipe in here for Pulp. So that's what we're going to be brewing. I'm going to be trying to keep as close to the recipe as I possibly can. So I'm going to read out the grain bill. I've adjusted the grain bill slightly. I'm going to read out what's in the book, the recipe in the book. I've adjusted the grain bill slightly because I've got a bit more of a quantity than I'm brewing. So we've got, for this recipe, we've got 34% best ale malt, so it's sort of 6.5 EBC. 34% extra pale malt. In this recipe these are both 2 kilos worth. 17% of wheat malt, 10% of flaked oats, and 5% of Marigold. So, and then there's a whole load of hop additions as well. So I'm going to read out what I've got here, because I've trying to find these particular grains online has been a bit of a mission. So best ale malt, where do I find that? I've tried searching on different sites, couldn't find it. Extra pale malt. So I've made a couple of adjustments to try and cater for those. So for the best ale malt, I've swapped that out for Marisota, same EBC, or just slightly less than EBC actually. For the extra pale malt, I've swapped that out for lager malt, which is exactly the same EBC. So, or level bond, whatever you want to call it. Wheat malt, that's easy to get hold of. Flaked oats easy, Marigold's easy. So I've got all of those in the recipe. So I'm going to be brewing. This recipe is for a 21 litre batch. I am going to be brewing a 24 litre batch. So I've adjusted the quantity slightly. Going into the hops that are going to be going into the boil, we've got 10 grams of Magnum going in at 60 minutes. We've got 40 grams of Citra at 30, 40 grams of Columbus at 30, and then we've got 300 grams of corn sugar going in the last 10 minutes to bring the ABV up. I'm going to be brewing this with Cefale US05. Which I haven't brewed with for a really long time. I've got a load in, and then we've got a whole load of dry hop additions which we're going to be doing anyway. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what this is like. So this is obviously, I've done a beersmith version of this so that I can get my quantities corrected and also get my water additions up to par. So I'm going to crack on with the brew day. I'm going to get the strike water up to temperature. Apparently you can see it's just below temperature, so I'm going to bring it up and get the strike water, get the water into the mash, and crack on with the brew day. Anyway, let's hope this goes well. So here's my grain bill. As you can see, if you look at this, loads and loads of oats. So I've got just put a kilo of oats in there. To compensate for that, if you can see, mixed in with this is I've got a load of rice hulls. I do not want to get, this is rice hulls here, I do not want to get a stuck sparge, and this is quite a lot of oats going in, so I want to make sure that we're all good. Below this, below the surface, of course, there's loads of really nice, beautiful barley. So yeah, anyway, almost 1 more degree and we're up to temperature, and then I'm going to start the mash. Alright, so just stowed in perfectly at 66 degrees. Sparge water is just filling up at the moment, so I want to get that another 20 litres in there. See, there's picking up as we go. Yeah, nicely. And here we are with the nicely mixed mash. Mixed nicely, ooh, steamy. So I'm going to let this sparge water heat up as much as I can, and then start doing a recirculation with the Hermes coil. So I'm going to go and probably make myself a spot of lunch and chill for half an hour. Alright, so mash has been going for half an hour now. Temperature's dropped down to 64.2, so I'm trying to bring it back up to 66. I've got recirculation going on, as you can see. But I'm not using my normal recirculation of in through the top of the lid and through the spray ball. mainly because for some weird reason it's coming through, even when I turn it down really low, it's coming through with such force. It's squirting out the top of the spray ball and shooting out the top of the mash tun. So I'm just going to recirculate using just using the silicone tube straight into the water. You know, it's still going through and recirculating nicely, so that'll do. I'll be happy with that. Anyway, half an hour of this and then it'll be mashed out. Right, so I did like that. As you can see, I've just been chucked the silicone tube back into the top of the lid. So what we have here, you can see, is the ball valve, and this is turned down. I've got the, as you can see, I've got the valve, you know, almost closed. I'm still getting, it's gone down a little bit now. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. That's better. I've got it, I think I've got it at a nice flow rate now. But yeah, before it was spraying up so high, it was coming squirting out the front of the bloody mash tun, squirted all over me. Anyway, I prefer it that, you know, it's not coming out in one jet, and it's coming through the grain bed in multiple areas, you know. Yes. Anyway, it's taking its time to come up to 66, but anyway, got another 20 minutes left. So we got another 10 minutes left on our recirculation. And if you can see here, I don't know if you can see this, but look how clear that liquor is running. I mean, that is amazing. Considering how cloudy it was when I first started doing the recirculation, it was like white, like really, really cloudy. Now it's coming out beautifully clear. Not that I'm aiming for a clear beer, you know, this is Pulp, which is a cloudy beer. Anyway, 10 minutes left, and then we'll start to run off into this bad boy. Okay, running off. I think I can turn off this now. I think this is up to a nice temperature. It's up to 75 degrees. Yeah, running off. I've got my sparge water coming out of my HLT, then through the pump, going in through the Herms coil to wash out the Herms coil, going back out into the top of the mash tun, and then of course into the sparge arm. Got a little bit that I want it to go down first before I start kicking the sparging on. But yeah, let's keep this going until we get a nice amount, oh steamy, nice amount of sweet wort, and then we'll start the boil. Cool. Okay, so runoff finished. I've actually got a little bit left here, a little bit more than I needed. I'm sure there's probably still a little bit left on the bottom of the mash tun, and I have one very, very full kettle. So I'm going to do a pre-boil gravity reading, see if we've met our numbers. We are aiming for a pre-boil of 1.060, so that we can hit a 1.073 estimated post-boil. So let me just get the equipment out I need, the refractometer, and I will do a quick pre-boil gravity reading. Okay, don't know if you can quite see that. It's a bit blurry. Trying to do this on my phone because it's the only one that can focus up that close. So we've hit, this is our pre-boil, so we're at about 1.57, 1.58, so we're just slightly below on numbers, really, really small amount. So let's see what happens during the boil and see if we make those numbers up, those 0.2 points, 0.02 points actually. It's not too bad, you know, probably because I've ended up rinsing the grains a bit too much, because I've ended up with a bit of excess liquid. So I've rinsed, it's probably been watered down slightly too much, which would explain slight difference in numbers. Anyway, let's just get this boil done and see what it's like at the end. So any minute now, as you can see, hot break's going to kick in. Yeah, it's starting to bubble a little bit at the side, so getting ready to, considering I've got a lot of water in there, to be ready to spray it just in case we have a problem with a boil over, although the foam on top isn't looking too crazy, but you never know how much it's going to boil. Anyway, so I've got ready over here, we have our, you can see my ice spindle charging over there, ready to measure the gravity of the water throughout this fermentation. Anyway, so here we have our 60-minute edition, which is 10 grams of Magnum. And here we have our 30-minute edition, which is 40 grams of Citra, 40 grams of Columbus. Well, really, I haven't put hops in halfway through the boil for quite a long time. Usually I put some bittering hops in and some whirlpool hops. So there's no whirlpool hops in this, so I would imagine this is going to give it a bit of bitterness. There's a 55 IBUs in this beer. I've had this beer before, it's a nice beer. This, you know, it feels a bit weird putting hops in halfway through the boil. I haven't done it for quite a long time, especially with an IPA. So yeah, I'm going to just chuck these in, not going to worry about a muslin bag. It's quite a bit there. I might put a muslin bag in there just so they're easy to take out at the end and I don't end up with so much sludge at the bottom of the boil kettle blocking up the bazooka tube that I got at the bottom. Anyway, so this is going to start kicking off into a proper boil soon, so I want to be at the ready just in case we get a boil over, or just to prevent one. So I will be back shortly. Okay, so we have hot break just kicking in, as you can see. 10 grams of Magnum. Just going to chuck them in as they are. Cool. Alright, half an hour. This doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, to be honest. With regards to the hot break and possibility of a boil over, I think it's going to be okay. So yeah, half an hour and we will be chucking in the halfway hop additions. Okay, 30 minutes. So we're at our halfway hop addition. 40 grams of Citra, 40 grams of Columbus in the boil, and it is just starting to chuck it down out there. I don't know if you can see that. Crappy English weather. Anyway, it's nice and warm in here. Okay, last 10 minutes and one addition I almost forgot about. We have 300 grams here of sugar, basically. Dextrose, corn sugar, whatever you want to call it. Just sugar, basically. So that's going into the boil. That'll dissolve nicely. You know, sugar dissolves really easy. Put the temperature down a bit, but I'm sure that'll come back up to the boil really quickly. Anyway, 10 more minutes and I'm going to start running the chiller. Let's get this cooled down. Just started chucking it down. Floor of the shed is soaked. Wait for this to die off. Just proper chucking it down. Anyway, shut the shed door so no more rain comes in. Just lock this so it doesn't fly open. And let's just wait. We've got another 2 minutes left on the boil. Oh! I want to get the chiller out. Anyway, I'll probably leave this, carry on boiling until the rain stops. Another 5 minutes isn't going to hurt. Okay, finally chilling. It's now 10 past 3, so 10 minutes past since the last video. Floor is soaking wet. Be careful of stuff like that, really. Anyway, yeah, floor's soaking wet. Rain has stopped, but we are now running from the garden hose through the chiller. As you see, temperature is dropping quite rapidly. So I reckon another 15 minutes and this will be down to pitching temperature, hopefully. Okay, the moment of truth. So here we are with the starting gravity, so post boil, and you can see we are, I don't know if you can quite see there, but it's bang on 1.070, so 3 points down. So we're a little bit more down than we were with the pre-boil. Pre-boil we were 2 points down, I think. Now we're 3 points down. Hey ho, you know, 3 points is not a lot. Still going to be a great beer, hopefully. C'est la vie. Anyway, chilling still at the moment. Hopefully another 10 minutes and we'll be ready to pitch. Right, we are down to 25 degrees. That is pitching time for me. Yeah, I think that's fine. So let's get pitching. Here we go. A little bit of gunk flowing out, coming out there. Right. Okay, so we are just shy of, well, it's like 23.75 litres in there. Okay, so imagine, you know, there's going to be a little bit of shrub in the bottom. Nice frothy head there. We've got here our USO5, which I'm going to sprinkle in now. Which I'm going to put the lid on, put this to bed. Comes 20. Galaxy 30. Oh, oof. Equinox 30. Cool. Right. Okay, it is dry hopping day and it would appear that I have fucked up. So the recipe we're on day 7. We're on day 7 and the recipe calls for 120 grams of Citra, as well as 30 grams of Equinox, 30 grams of Galaxy and 20 grams of Columbus. The Galaxy, the Equinox and the Columbus, I'm fine, I've got loads of that. The Citra, it would appear that I've cocked up when I ordered it, and I only ordered one 100 gram bag. Of course I've used 80 grams I think it was, I can't remember, 40 grams or something, no 40 grams I used in the main recipe on the brew day, and I am left with 60 grams today. So I have got a shortfall of 60 grams. So what am I going to do? Now, last time I brewed a Vermont IPA and I was meant to put Simcoe into the brew and I didn't. I ended up putting something else in there. I can't remember what it was. I've got a feeling it was Citra actually. So I've decided, since I had 60 grams of Simcoe left over, that's what I've used Simcoe. So I've got a massive here, massive 200 gram dry hop to stick into this brew today. So let me get this bagged up into a muslin bag so it's nice and easy to get out at the end and all. We'll have to put a load of gunk. Oh, so here we are. Looking good. 200 gram dry hop going into the brew. Stick the lid on, get this tapped up nicely, and we wait another week. If you've been watching my videos recently, you will see that I've been having a nightmare trying to brew hazy beers and they're coming out clear, which is not, it's no biggie, as long as they taste okay, it's alright, but there's something about hazy beers these days that just make it look juicy and make it look appetizing. It really does. And this, like, I'm so impressed with this. This is US-05 was the yeast that I used. All the brews I've done that have had problems that are meant to be hazy that came out clear were, you know, it was a Vermont ale yeast. I've used it like 6 or 7 times, so I think over time it's kind of changed a little bit, and it's not got the character that it had back in the early day, and it's changed over time. But US-05, man, I've used US-05 loads. I've never expected it to produce a really hazy beer. That's what it produced. So look at it, it's just gorgeous, juicy looking. Like, I'm so impressed. Anyway, so it's meant to be the Pulp recipe. I don't know how close it is to the Pulp recipe, but you know, I'm assuming that it's good. Does it taste like Pulp? Well, here it is. It does actually look like Pulp. You know, Pulp is a nice hazy looking beer, round about this colour, lovely head on it. Obviously I've only ever drunk it out of a can, never had it draft, whereas this is poured draft. Let's see what it's like to taste. So the smell is beautiful, really fruity, passion fruit, slight kind of sugary kind of smell to it, a sweet fruity flavours. Like I say it every time I smell one of these types of beers, like a fruit salad, you know. But yeah, it's fucking lovely. It smells really nice. It's really nice when you pour it in, go to drink it, and it's, you know, there on your nose, this waft of just fruitiness. It's absolutely lovely. So let me try and dive in. You know, dive in. Okay, here we go. Fucking lush. It really is. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best beer I've brewed in probably 3 or 4 brews. It's really nice. The Vermont IPA I did before was really nice. But this is just, the mouth feels amazing. It's just really full, really light on the tongue, but with full of flavour. So much fruitiness to it. It's just lovely. But the maltiness that you get from the, you know, from all of the grain that's been used is still there. There's a real nice malty taste to it. But there's one thing that I noticed with this, which I never put sugar into a beer. This one asked for, I think it was 300 grams of sugar. I've never done that before, and this fermented down to 1.010, and none of my beers will ferment down to such a low level. They're not like 116, you know, 114 at the lowest. So to get that all the way down to 110, straight away I was like, wow, this is like dry for me. For a double IPA, there's a sweetness there, but it's not sticky and sickly. I've made loads of IPAs in the past, and they've always got this really sweetness, like real sweetness to it, because they never managed to ferment down to the level that you want them to. Whereas this went all the way down to 1.010. I remember when I brewed it, on the brew day, it was slightly lower than the gravity that I needed, but it's ended up fermenting down lower than the gravity that was expected. I think it was 1.012 was the expected final gravity. This went to 1.010, which gave me the 8% that I needed, so it's bang on the same percentage that Pulp originally is. But it's gone slightly lower, so it's slightly drier. But I think it works really fucking well. Excuse my French. It's lovely, really nice. There's a sweetness there, but it's not too sticky and sickly. It has made it amazingly drinkable. This is an 8% beer. I could quaff a few of these. In fact, last night I did. You know, I had before I knew it, I had 4 halves of this. And before I knew it, I had 2 pints, and I was quite pissed. You know? Yeah, this is a really, really enjoyable beer. I would highly recommend, if you get hold of that book, the CAMRA book, the CAMRA homebrew book or craft beer book, whatever it's called, give this a go. I would definitely brew this again. I am so pleased with how it's turned out. It's really nice to brew a beer, you know, hoping that it's going to come out as good as you hope it does, and it bloody well does. I mean, look at it. Excuse me. You know, this only been in the keg 1 week, and it's already at perfect drinking levels, perfect carbonation. The taste is absolutely spot on. Really, really pleased with it. Ah, lovely beer. Anyway, happy homebrew, guys. Highly recommend brewing this beer if you want to give it a go. Yeah, I'll stick the recipe on Beersmith and I'll tag it in the video, because you know, if you can't afford to go and buy it, spend 10 quid on the book, at least you can go to Beersmith and see the recipe for free. It's really, really worthwhile giving it a go. Lovely beer. Anyway, take care, guys. See you next time.